Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to give some commentary and a little reaction to Marcellus Wiley's new video. He's addressing the situation with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and we know how that fiasco has been playing out if you've been following it. These are the two ladies from the opposing teams of the Women's National College Basketball Championship. Angel Reese's team, LSU, won, and in an unprecedented move, the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, has said that she will ask Joe to invite both the winners, LSU, and the losers, Iowa, which is Caitlin Clark's team. Now, this is something, obviously, like I said, it's never been done before. Only the winners of these national championships are ever invited to the White House. But I wanted to hear what Marcellus has to say, because Marcellus always gives you that level-headed, that Ivy League perspective, and he always has a different swag, a different way to deliver a message. So I want to hear what he has to say and give some reaction to see if he's aligned with what I think about it or not. So let's get it started.
Woo! We about to get into this. I am laughing because Courtney is in my ear cracking up. She's like, "Are you ready?" Yes, I'm ready. Oh, this topic just doesn't stop. It doesn't quit.
And no, it doesn't.
Angel Reese reacts to Jill Biden, First Lady, wanting Iowa and LSU's women's basketball teams to visit the White House following the NCAA championship game. First Lady Jill Biden, hashtag, according to ESPN, Jill spoke at the Colorado State Capitol in Denver and praised the University of Iowa's women's basketball team for their sportsmanship and congratulated both teams on their performance. I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So we hope LSU will come, she said. But, I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. We'll get back to that.
So, just pause it right there because, that's so Marcellus just recapped the same thing I just told you guys that, Jill Biden saying, like, we want both teams. Now, Marcellus, he's reading a direct quote. And apparently she said that Iowa's sportsmanship. See, so here we go. We're getting into that, that issue that, Angel Reese is being blasted on the internet and defended by some for a lack of sportsmanship that people feel like she displayed. And I guess that's what Jill Biden is pretty much comparing LSU's behavior to Iowa's. Now, I'm sure she didn't follow the entire tournament because Caitlin Clark, has some dog in her, right? And we seen her do the "you can't see me" wave off the opposing players, like, get out of here, you're not on my level, or you're not even worth my time to defend you. So she's not innocent, and her team's not innocent. But of course, Jill showed up to this game probably more for political reasons. It's Iowa, so gotta start that campaign early, right? So you gotta start making appearances. So let's continue.
Angel took to Twitter. She beat me, I guess, and beat y'all to it. Angel said on Twitter, quote, "a joke."
And from an outside perspective,
respond to requests for comment about whether President Joe Biden would also extend a White House invite to Iowa. Reese also said, quote, "we not coming, period." All right. LSU, go ahead. Y'all can say we are, but go, we not coming. That's
that Ivy League right there from Marcellus. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's his little joke. It's true, right? Say it correctly, speak properly. None of us are perfect, but that's Marcellus right there.
Still counts. All right. My lights are going crazy over here because it's a Blair Witch project. Bear with me. Forget the lighting, long as y'all can see me, and long as especially y'all can hear me. Let's talk about it. And then her teammate, Alexis Morris on LSU said, quote, "Michelle Obama, can we come celebrate our win at your house?" Oh, God. Y'all know where this is trending.
And yes, we do know where this is trending, Marcellus. And this is trending in that race card, right, being pulled right now. And it's like, well, I bet the the black former first lady might welcome us, right? And show the champions to due diligence. I'm just happy Alexis is in support of her teammate Angel Reese. Like, that's cool. You know, you definitely don't want to have Angel Reese on an island feeling like she's isolated. So it seems like her teammates has her back. Now, going to the White House to me it's a big deal, right? It's an honor. It shows that you truly accomplished something, right? How often do you never, right? When are you ever going to get a chance to go to the White House, right? So it is an honor, and it would be unfortunate if they don't go. But I understand their frustrations with Iowa also being invited, pretty much saying, like, you're breaking tradition. Why?
But let's unpack this properly. First, my first response was to Jill Biden. First lady, you were at the game. I wasn't even at the game. So you got a 3D, if not 4D look at this game, right? Stop lying. Talking about this was such a great game. They lost by 17 points. That game was over before the game was over.
And in Jill Biden's defense here, there is some footage circulating where it looks like someone was explaining to her the game. So maybe she truly didn't know what was going on, Marcellus. Like, yeah, but I agree with you. Anyone that understands just points would know that the game wasn't close. LSU dominated. So you're not doing this because it was a competitive game. You're doing this for another reason, right? And that's what we're trying to find out. What is that other reason?
Right, we all knew that, right? So I understand the whole great game kind of mantra in the same spirit. You always say good game to somebody after the game when you walk by in the handshake line. But we know that's BS. So we know that if you say that was a great game, that's probably BS. So what are you really trying to say? Why are you inserting the losing team into the winner's circle? I think people want to know that. So then they tried to clean it up, make it a grander invitation as they were talking through this. She has some more quotes. Now, obviously, we know it's not normal for the losing team of a championship game to get invited to the White House.
Never been done.
But
never been done.
Jill Biden thinks that the evolution of women's sports since Title IX was put in place 1972 makes this occasion different. Here we go, y'all.
And I'm gonna pause it here because this is the burden that a lot of Black Americans have to bear. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson. He's a former member of the government. He likes to refer to himself as he was at one point one of the most powerful people because he was one of the few guys that was able to actually give out land to people, right? But he's written books, Power Economics, and a couple others. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but he explains that a lot of the left agenda is pretty much to use blacks for other people's causes. What do I mean? If you're black and you want the quote unquote left support, you have to bring along other people, right? So, in order to get black equality, women have to be part of that. In order to get black equality, Hispanics and Asians and Latinas, like, you have to incorporate all people that are considered marginalized, right? Or minority. Nothing can be just for you. Everything that you get is for the betterment of all of them, right? And it's not individual. It's not just for your people. So that makes sense in that regard, because this is same old lefty policy, right? Same old liberal policy where it's like, here you go, blacks. Well, we're going to celebrate you guys, but this is all about women, right? And this is about the great game, and the ratings were at their all-time high, and that's what this is about. This is about the empowerment of women sports, right? And particularly basketball. So you guys got to share your platform for the betterment of women's college sports. That's pretty much what they're doing.
Quote, "It was so exciting, wasn't it?" She said. "It was such a great game. I'm old enough that I remember when we got Title IX. Okay. We fought so hard, right? We fought so hard. And look at where women's sports have come today." That's pulling on my heartstrings a little bit. I get y'all, right? You're like, I hear where she's coming.
And yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm all for, female empowerment and equality for all. But I'm always of the mindset that you can't diminish someone to empower someone else, right? That's not how it works. If someone is at a certain level, you have to bring everyone to that level. You don't bring these people down to make it even, because what actually ends up happening is, as you bring them down, these people also go down, and so they never catch up, and you're just slowly bringing everyone down. So what you really got to do is elevate others without diminishing other people. That's the right way to do it.
From a little bit, but there's a lot bit that she ain't talking about. Let's talk about that. Now, to her point, LSU versus Iowa, that national championship game was the most watched women's college basketball game ever.
And that's impressive. Congratulations to them.
Wow. Congratulations 9.9 million viewers watched that game on average. Damn it. A couple of y'all could have watched that didn't watch, and they could have got to 10 million. But the point is 9.9 most watched ever. I love it. I love it. I love it. But let's get real. This is called Never Shut Up. So there's certain topics we don't talk about until we got some confirmation, because they're just so salacious, right? Andrew Wiggins. But this one, we gonna talk through it. I took this two ways. The first one was when pandering goes wrong, right? And we all know those panderers are out there. They're just saying something. They got an agenda. They think it's gonna land properly, but really it's coming from a selfish place. Let's talk about how she wanted to turn women's college national championship game and the winner and the loser into an invitation to a political pity party. This is one way she could have been thinking or playing this, right? We all know that she was talking about the University of Iowa from the state of Iowa, which is a swing state. You want to go there because this is the same state.
The plot thickens, right?
That voted for Obama, but didn't vote for Joe Biden. See, I do my homework.
The plot thickens.
We're going to talk through this one, damn it. So I don't know if your rooting interest.
Sorry, but yeah, see, this is why I watch this man, because he does do his homework and he's always prepared. And shout out to Marcellus Wiley for this. But that's an interesting take, right? So Iowa's a swing state that her husband lost. Well, what's the best way to get back in their favor, right? Last I checked, Iowa doesn't have any professional teams, but they love their college teams, right? So you build up their women's college basketball, which I'm not sure how big women's college basketball is in Iowa, but let's just say it is big. Well, you're gonna have a couple new voters possibly, right? If you show love to them now. It could backfire, and they could just feel like it's pandering. And in my opinion, that's what it is. And if I was Iowa, I wouldn't want this, because it kind of diminishes you, right? It's a little embarrassment, or a little embarrassing, I should say, that you lost, and here you are being invited to something that the losers never are invited to. To me, it would look like a pity party, as Marcellus eloquently said. So I wouldn't be cool with it. I would definitely deny the invitation. If it actually formally is done, right? If they actually are formally invited, I would definitely deny it or decline it, because it's embarrassing to accept that, right? First of all, women's sports wants to be treated on an equal playing field to men. Well, that diminishes, right? Because now that's like saying, we don't even treat the losers in the women game the same. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, you want to keep it even. You want to keep it equal. You don't want to bring anyone down. Don't ask LSU to share their platform. Doesn't make sense. Just tell Iowa, keep working at it. Come back next year, and next year, if you win, you'll get your formal invite.
This is really for a great game by those losers to come to the White House, because it was such a great game. Look, I know Caitlin Clark's a monster, a beast, but that wasn't a great
unless also Caitlin Clark is the best female player that I've seen this year in college basketball, right? She is a phenom. Iowa got something, especially if she returns. I don't know how that works. I don't know if she's eligible to leave college yet, but she's a beast, right? And she looks like she's going to change the game. Like, she's almost in that Steph Curry mold where I'm not used to seeing women shoot like this. Just, I've seen women shoot, right? Me and my friends used to joke that the women shoot better than the men, right? Women always tend to seem to be more fundamentally sound because they lack the athleticism. But she's pulling up from like half court, like, right? Like, she's like Chef Curry in the pot, right? She's just stirring it. And, she's different. So shout out to her. This is in no way, shape, or form a shot at her. She's a hell of a player, and she probably has a hell of a future ahead of her.
Game, or was it going to be great for you and your political aspirations next year in the election? I don't know. So it could have been a political pity party of pandering. If I understand that, politicians do that. Now, you're going to get caught in this one because you stepped into the hornet's nest. You messed with this one because this one already had enough attention because of the celebration of Angel Reese.
This one was already spicy. And then she must have not had caught the temperature in the room, as they say, right? Because this was already spicy and you was already starting to get those race relations boiling over, right? And then you step up and do this. I don't know. This might have been a bad play for the Bidens in terms of you might have lost some black support with this move. You might gain support in Iowa, but I could tell you, you're going to definitely lose black support if you go through with this, because there's going to be a lot of black Americans that are not going to be happy with this, because definitely feel like we always have to share our platform for the greater good of others. So we truly never get our just due, right? That's the sentiment. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's the sentiment in the black community.
Reese and Caitlin Clark a couple games earlier, right? So you shouldn't have touched this one. But it could be that version, the pandering going wrong, or it could be this. Some are suggesting, hey, this is just another example of some form of racism. I was like, racism?
Yeah, I see it. And that's the thing I didn't want to touch was calling it racism. Like, it's a basketball game, yo. Right? And it's a game that should have been celebrated because it's the most successful game in college basketball history for women. And we got to throw this negative connotation, this negative, event, this well, I don't even call it an event, just this negative vibe, which is racism, right? It's just negativity. No one ever comes out of it on top. It just brings everybody down. And I didn't want to touch on that, but you have to, right? Because that's what's being said around, this topic.
Jill Biden, Google search, Biden, racism. Oh, there are a lot of articles. Now, we're in a world of media where everybody can write everything. We get that. I think that's part of Angel Reese's issue right now. She keeps hearing how she's too hood, too ghetto. Well, that's in part because everybody can say anything now, and everyone has a platform. So like you gotta know how to separate the real from the fake, per se. You gotta know who's really saying it and who's just talking trash from the basement of the mama's house, You gotta know the difference, but it still lands on you. It could feel the same. Was this racial? Really? Like, she wanted to invite Caitlin Clark, and Iowa, largely white team, Caitlin Clark, white player, to the White House as a loser when no one gets invited to the White House, right? As a loser. But she's going to make an exception for her. Why is she making an exception?
The optics are bad.
Because it's Caitlin Clark. And then I said, damn. So I started reading through the Biden's quote unquote racist history as they have online. I ain't going to go there on them. But they got some quotes out there.
Well, Joe has that crime bill, and that crime bill is considered one of the most racist bills and policies that the government has ever passed. So he already has that working against him. But I'm sure there's more. You know, I don't follow it, but again, Marcellus, like I said, the man does his homework and research. So let's see what he dug up.
I'm not gonna go fully on it, but a couple of them do stand out, and a couple of them we do remember. You remember when President Biden was talking to Charlemagne the God, and he told him,
yes, the infamous one.
I'll tell you what, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
You ain't black.
That hit a little different.
That to me was one of the most disrespectful remarks ever made. And I am still shocked to this day that black people turned out to vote for him after saying that. Because that to me was like the ultimate smack in the face. Disrespectful comment.
That hit a little different. In the past, he's praised some people who have supported segregation. He even spoke at the funeral of a KKK member before. Blah, blah,
okay.
Blah. The most recent one they said was Jill Biden, who said that about the Latino community, quote, as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio. Now, I know what she was trying to say. Just can't say it, but damn it, she went there. There's a longer list. I'm not going to go all the way into it. But the point is, people are trying to attach this to race because let's flip it. What if LSU would have lost? Is she still saying this was such a great game if LSU lost by 17? Would she still be saying, let's invite that team?
I don't think she does.
They fought so hard to the White House when the majority of those players were black and the star of that player is black. Star of that team was black.
I don't think so.
So we got two ways we could take this. The pandering, like, come on now. You're inviting the 17-point losers, but they from Iowa. That swing state, the early swing state. Or, come on now, it's C3. We know what you're up to. It's crazy. Let me tell you my deepest response to this. If I were on LSU, if I'm watching my teammates tweet out, I don't like for one of us to speak for all of us. I'm telling y'all right now, if I won a championship game, I am going to the White House. Call me whatever you want.
And I'm gonna pause it right there because I did say that, right? Going to the White House is an honor. And I agree with him. One person should not speak for the entire team. But what I'm hoping, even though I doubt it because Angel is a little loose on the Twitter, on the gram and all of that stuff. I'm hoping she at least talked to her teammates and they were all in agreement that, yo, we're going to boycott the White House if they invite Iowa. I'm hoping that's what happened. I don't believe that's what happened because, you know, like I said, she is active on Twitter and she's quick with it. But it's a chance. She might have asked her teammates and it was they all agreed that they're going to boycott it together.
I'm not going to the White House necessarily because of the president. I'm not going necessarily because of the politics.
Yeah, who cares about him?
Policies. I'm not even going for the people. I'm going for the prestige. It is the damn White House.
It's the White House.
All those other things may be a part of it, but trust me, ultimately it's because it's the damn White House. You invite me to go to the Pentagon. Guess what? I'm going. I don't give a damn who the Secretary of Defense
trying to see some aliens.
I'm like, yo, I'm going to the Pentagon. I'm about to see what the hell they know. Tell me about them UFOs. Because I'm the one that goes into the meeting. Oh, you can't go.
Me and my man here, right? Show me them aliens. Show me them UFOs. We here, Marcellus. I hear
on there, Marcellus. I was like, is the door unlocked? Yes, I can. Hey, what y'all doing? Like, what they gonna do? Shoot me? No, they gonna just say get out. And I'm like, I saw something.
They might shoot him. He was just talking fast right there. But they might shoot him. They might just shoot you, brother.
Something in there. Point being, like, we are
might shoot him and put a mixtape on and say he was a rapper.
Really trying to use athletics as this springboard into all these deep political and civil rights issues when really is it that deep? We all saw Caitlin Clark doing this. We've seen John Cena do this. We saw Tony Yayo do this. We saw Flavor Flav, thank y'all for correcting me, was the OG doing this, right? Yeah, boy, like doing this. Nobody owns that. And when you do that, all you're saying is you can't see.
And that's for all you young people. Stop thinking y'all invented things. Like, y'all didn't invent a damn thing. All of this stuff been around way before your time, way before my time. Like, stop saying you invented something. All swag is vintage. All swag is just a new form of what was already there.
Me and somebody one day is gonna come back to you and say, I saw you, right? That's all that happened with Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark. Simple as that. But they didn't do it the same way. And I think that's what's catching people. One's black, one's white. The white one did it
that
first.
Is true.
She will look at the girl at the 3-point line, Louisville game, South Carolina. Girl, shoot, you can't shoot.
Yeah, shoot.
Right. So everybody like she wants to smoke. And then finally she got the smoke. But here's the problem with comparisons. You're always comparing two things that are never the exact same things. No two acts, no two things are equal. Do y'all understand this? Even if they did the same thing.
I always say this to my wife. I'm like, babe, you know, growing up, you know, my best friend and I, you know, spend a lot of time together. Obviously, he's my best friend. But there was times that he could do something and people would laugh and, you know, joke with him. And I would do it and they want to kill me. And I would be like, yo, what the hell? I did the exact same thing. But did I? Did I have the same expression? Did I have the same charisma? Did I have the same, did I say it the same, right? Were my mannerisms the same, right? Maybe not. So maybe they took it differently, right? So yeah, it's nearly impossible to recreate the exact same thing that someone else did. So he's right on that, like 100% on that, because pretty sure some of you probably have experienced that too, right? Because it's common. We all got that friend that could just, or that family member that could just get away with everything. And the moment you do anything close, it don't fly. They
do it the same way. Now let's get into it. Did Caitlin Clark do her thing the same way Angel Reese did her thing? Y'all know damn well she didn't.
I don't know. And she didn't. And a lot of people trying to. Now, this is what I said. I said, you can't fault somebody for taunting better than you, right? And that's how I took it, that, you know, you did it, she did it, she one-upped you, right? And that's what happened when you play that taunting game, right? You do something and somebody tries to one-up you and then you try to one-up them. I played sports. I was never the taunting kind of guy. Just do my job and get off the field and hopefully we win the game, right? That was just who I am. But I understood that if you taunt somebody, they may clap back, and they may clap back harder and better than you. And that's what I feel like happened here. But with that being said, it was not the same eat. It was the same mannerism, right? It was the same motion, but it was not done and presented the same way, right? She actually followed her around the court, tried to get her attention. Right, it was different. You know, we don't got to go into details. It was different.
And this is not to attack anybody, but Angel Reese gave the remix extended version of something that Caitlin Clark did originally.
Yeah, that was a bad boy remix that she did, right? That's what that was. And I don't condemn her for it, right? I don't condemn her at all. Like I said, Caitlin did it, and she just one-upped her. All's fair in love and war. And all's fair in sports, right? If you the trash talker, somebody gonna come see you, and you just gotta be ready. Remember, there's always somebody bigger, badder, and better than you. So you just gotta be prepared for it and just be able to take it. And from what I saw, Caitlin took it. She don't even have no problems with this. Everyone else trying to fight her battle that she don't even care about, right? She not even. She was even trying to say that she didn't see it, which is, there's no way she didn't see it, but she's just trying to say, I'm unbothered by this, yo. But Twitter's fair. Gotta talk about it, right? They just have to.
All right, that's it. But then it takes a life of its own. It goes into the racial conversation. It goes into how when a white person does it, it gets judged this way versus when a black person does it. But did they do the exact same
People
thing?
said that.
That's where you have to always level out a conversation from the beginning. People don't do that. I get caught up in so many discussions when the premise that we're starting from is uneven. So therefore, we're gonna have different responses. Y'all get this? Not black or white. Did they do the exact same thing? The answer is always gonna be no.
And that's why I listen to this brother, because you see, I wasn't even thinking about it from that standpoint when in the moment when I was watching it and watching all the reactions, but he's right. It wasn't the same act, right? It was done differently. Therefore, it will get a different reaction, and you can't fault somebody for having a different reaction, right? It's like you could say something to somebody, but your tone may be off, right? Your tone may be aggressive, so they take it adversely. Your tone could be softer, and they take it as advice, right? But you said the same thing, but you got a different reaction. We all know this, and that's what that was. The problem was some of the comments crossed the line. Some of the comments were worse than the act. And that's what I think put people in defensive mode. So you got the people defending Angel Reese because of how aggressive some of the comments came out. But y'all got to remember, this is the internet. People don't have no respect. They go and talk, they talk. They're going to be as disrespectful as possible because nobody knows who they are. And everybody's a keyboard warrior. You just got to let it roll off your back because you know when it comes to the internet, comes to that comment section, it's going to get reckless. And people feel empowered that they can say and do whatever they want.
So if you didn't do it the exact same way, you're not going to get the exact same response. Now, in this situation, we know it took a life of its own. But I would want to go to the White House. You imagine now being on LSU's team and you're one of those other players that actually want to go to the White House. Like, look, I get what you're saying, Angel. I get how they coming at you. I get what you're saying, Alexis, but can we put that to the side or can we go
right?
and address that there? But now the pressure, the culture for that team is don't go or else you're a sellout or else you bucking what we talking about or else you ain't with us. That's kind of messed up.
And that's why I'm hoping, that's why I said before, I hope she reached out to her teammates and had a conversation with them like, yo, based on this, let's boycott, right? And her teammates agreed. I'm hoping that's what happened, but I don't know that for sure. And it's a high possibility and probability that it didn't happen, right? She just responded and her teammate responded, we ain't going. But I hope she talked to her teammates and, they all was on the group chat like, yo, this ain't cool and we ain't going. That's what I hope.
And then Iowa, come on. Y'all know y'all ain't going to the White House. Y'all know just shouldn't go. Even the press secretary came out and was like, Jill really just meant how far women's sports has come. And she just wanted to open invitation to both parties.
Because that would be a sucker move if Iowa went. And, I think those girls got more respect for themselves and they ain't going to go out like no suckers.
Oops. Kind of that in terms of a retraction. All that said, man, this is a lot for just a team winning the championship game, having the most viewers ever.
And that's what should be celebrated.
A little more of a joyful, joyous moment. But instead, It seems like we are going deep with this one. And let's go. I'm here for it if you guys want to hear it. I'm looking forward to some of the comments. I'm looking forward to our interaction because I'm never here to talk to you or at you, but with you. So hopefully they clear this one up. Hopefully LSU goes. I want them to go, like for real. And it's weird because no one wanted to go to Trump when Trump was in office because they're like, he's a racist. And now y'all gonna say Joe Biden's a racist. Okay, but that was reported before he got elected. So then It's liberal, conservative, both racist, Republican, Democrat, both. Is everybody racist? I raised my hand.
Pretty much. That's what they're saying.
Let's get to it. Apparently everyone's racist. The White House isn't racist. Until they change it to the Black and White House or until they change it to some other name.
And he's joking, but that is the real, that's the environment right now, right? That everybody just looks at everybody as a racist. And I feel like people don't even understand the meaning behind racism. Most people do discriminate, but racism is a different level. The English language is tricky, and if you don't study the words and you use them improperly, they have completely different meanings. But yeah, like I said, I hate that it's becoming a race thing, and I just want people to understand the comment section on any social media platform is reckless, disrespectful, it's hateful. You're gonna have your encouraging and your optimism. You're gonna get both, but you might see a lot more hate depending on what the topic is. Just got to expect that. It comes with the territory. And you just got to move on. You don't have to get defensive. You can do it if you want, but do it with a level-headed mindset that I'm doing it to address this individual, but I'm not taking it to a level where I'm starting to say, oh, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that, just because of what this one individual is saying. Let's not have a hive mind mentality. Let's understand there's some idiots in the world. They're going to say idiotic things. Every opportunity they get, they will say something disrespectful. And they're, like he said, in their mom's basement laughing about it, laughing at all the reactions they're getting. Just saying, oh yeah, keep giving me those clicks,
It's
y'all.
just the home of racism. Y'all got to get this one straight. But help me, because right now, I don't know if these players really are thinking straight or knowing which way is up. Let's get to it.
So that's the video, guys. Marcellus is that dude. Never Shut Up University. That's what he represents. You guys need to check out his channel. It's going to be in my description. Also with a link to his video. You guys should give this a like. You guys should give it a listen. You should subscribe to him. You should listen to him more, because I'm telling you guys, he always gives that more level-headed perspective. So like I said, like his video, subscribe to him, go check out his channel. And also for me, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, help me out with the algorithm gods. If you want to hear more, subscribe to the channel. And as always, take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of each other. That's all we got. Peace.